learners, I am Dr. Archana Adhikari, going to discuss about the module 5 of your course, School Management and Leadership. It is about the diverse role of school heads. So today in this discussion we will discuss about the diverse role of school heads and discuss about the concept of educational administration and the qualities of a good administrator. So we know that a school head has to play so many roles. He has to lead the school as well as he has to implement all the academic as non-academic activities of the institution for the greater benefit of all the members of the school. He has to play the role of a knowledge provider like a teacher because he is a teacher, and as a teacher he has to provide the knowledge, but besides knowledge providing, he is an academician, he is a manager, he is a leader, he is a decision maker as well as planner and as well as communicator, and so on. Among all this, leadership, which is an important aspect and unit of your course, is an integral part of an efficient school management. Besides being the leader as well as the school manager, the head must play the role of an administrator. So we can say that a school head has to play numbers of activities, number of roles, and among all these roles, he has to specifically play the role of an administrator. Because school is an institution, it is an organization, it has management, it has organization, and to make it successful, the school head is responsible to run it as an administrator. Now let's discuss the concept of administration, what it is. So organization, management and administration all are interrelated terms and each is supplementary to each other. Administration involves management of an organization. To run an organization, it must have a proper management. And administration in general is concerned with the rules, regulation of that particular organization. It lays down the aims, policies and guidelines of the particular organization or the institution. So an effective management of an organization depends on the effective administration. Administration deals with both human and material resources of the organization. The administration is defined as an act of administering the whole organization by a group of people. So we can say that management acts as the functional level, whereas administration works at the highest level in its implementation level. So there are lots of definition of administration. So here we will quote the definition given by Simon and Snedberg and Thompson. They say that administration can be defined as the activities of groups cooperating to accomplish goal. So we know that in a particular institution or organization, it must or it has a goal. So to accomplish that goal, we must work together. And while working in a group or in a communal factor, it must have a leader, and that leader is the school head. So in this discussion, we will discuss the role of school as a school or educational administrator. But before that, we must know what is educational administration. So educational administration is a process of assisting in the realization of the aims and objectives of education. It deals with the educational practice. It is concerned with the diverse human being, as I have told that an institution is a combination of both human and material resources. It includes teachers, students, parents, the public, and the coordination of their efforts. Moreover, it is concerned with all the concerned activities undertaken and fullest utilization of resources for education and its purpose through the procedure of organizing, ordering, facilitating, and improving the effort of people in the accomplishment of the particular goal of education of the particular institution. Like here also there are lots of definition of educational administration, but we will quote the definition given by Graham Buford. He said that educational administration is to enable the right people to receive the right education from the right teachers at a cost within the means of the state under conditions which will enable the pupils best to profit by their training. Now, who is a good administrator? Yes, we have said that a school head is a school administrator, but the school or the organization can achieve its goal when the administration rely on a good person or a good administrator. So we must know the qualities that are possessed by a good administrator. Or as a school teacher, you all must know what are the qualities that are to be required by you to be a good administrator, called by your school members, school colleague, and the organization. So the qualities of a good administrator can be classified under some categories. So we have classified them in some categories. The first one is physical trait. So the physical trait mean the personality of the person which impact or which reflect his physical traits or characteristics. That means his activeness, his participation, his active or attractive appearances, and his good physique, his natural and good manners, his regular habit, healthiness, as well as his affection and his code of conduct. So basically, a good administrator must possess some good physical traits, or he must possess a good physique through which he can reflect his ideas towards the or to the members of the organization, and it can help in the accomplishment of the educational goals. The second trait that a good administrator possesses is intellectual trait or characteristic. That means a good administrator must be intellectual. So we know that a school administration or organization runs on some planning. So he must have the ability to interpret those planning. He must have the attitude to inquiry. He must be aware of his own role as an administrator or interpreter or planner of the organization. He must have the capacity for achievement of those planning and goals. Then he must be adaptive to changes, because we know that to have a good result or good outcome, we must adapt to changes in our planning or in the inquiry or in the activities that are related to the school activities or school organization. So the good administrator must be adaptive to changes, and he must have good exposition and expression. He must have good skill or practical performance. So everyone can talk about the theories, everyone can give ideas, give some examination or examples, but the real administrator is that person who practically apply those theoretical principles into reality. So he must have the skill for practical performance and implementation of those skills and planning for the particular organization. Then he must have a growing mindset. He must be highly intelligent. He must be able to solve any problem that arise in the path of administering and running the school organization. Then he also should be industrious and laborious. He must initiate capacity in terms of managing the human resources, managing the other resources, as well as the financial resources. Then he must have adequate knowledge of student. Yes, a school organization is the hub of the student. So the school administrator should not be far away from the student. He must be attached to them. He must know them, must know their needs, aspiration, interest, and the chances they want for the greater benefit of the school organization. Then he also should be aware of the social problem, because school is a social organization and it is established and it is run only for the social purposes. And for this he must know what are the social aspiration, what are the social issues that can be tackled through educational organization and educational activities. Then he must know the shortcomings of the organization as well as of the all the members that are working in his particular organization. He must be aware about the latest theory and innovations. Therefore, nowadays, the school teachers as well as the school headmasters or the heads are given timely training on the latest issues and theories, because everything is changing and we must update ourselves. If we keep ourselves stagnant to the old pedagogies, old theories, we cannot move forward. To have the greater knowledge, we must adapt to the change, and for this we must be aware about the latest theory and innovation in our particular field, whatever field you are attached to. Like as for school teacher, the teaching; for the administrator, the administration and management. Then he must also understand the and utilize the individual differences. Individual differences is very important to know, because it helps the particular person to know the concerned person. Suppose I am a teacher and I must be aware about the individual differences of my student to know them better. So as a school headmaster, as an administrator, the school head must know the individual differences between the human resources that are the teachers, other members of the particular organization, to know them better and to engage them in a more higher intellectual way to accomplish the goal of the particular administration. Then good communication is also important as an intellectual administrator. To engage the members of the organization, we must have communication, and communication initiate new ideas, new planning, and those are the factor forces of an efficient administration. Then the good administrator must also possess some emotional trait. He must be emotionally strong. He cannot be weak to someone's emotional statement or some statement which breaks his emotion, and he is unable to take any decision, because he is the person who has to take the real and final decision of the organization. So he must be emotionally strong and he should not be affected by someone's emotion. So he must be capable of understanding others' emotional life. He must be cheerful and happy to make others happy. He must be emotionally stable to make others stable. As well as he also should be enthusiastic, inspiring, free from anxiety and conflict. So if a school head or school administrator is not free from any anxiety and conflict, he will not be take any decision which are beneficial for the particular organization. Then he should be free from nervous tension and worry, because if he takes too much tension regarding any particular issue of the organization, then it will hamper the balance between organization and the workforce of the particular institution. So these are some emotional traits that a particular school head or as a school administrator the person must possess or have. Moreover, he should be optimistic and hopeful, because it will inspire other, motivate other to work in a more forceful way. Then there are some personal trait or characteristic that is good school administrator possess, like common sense and tact, creativeness, independence, devoted, frankly, identification with work, impartial, integrated, just and fair, modest, objective in outlook, open minded, punctual, reliable, respect for others, man with self confidence, stimulated by personal example, tolerance for others' weakness. Yes, so all these are some personal traits that we can see in the form of a teacher, because we all know the qualities of a good teacher. So if you are a good teacher, you obviously be a good administrator, because all these qualities are reflect the qualities of a good teacher. Then some social and moral traits also to be possessed by the good administrator, like activeness, socialization, devotion to social progress, honest in dealing, because a school administrator is has to deal with many people, people from community, people from other institutions, so he must be honest in dealing with those persons who are concerned with the particular institution and who are thinking or who are in a position to make greater benefit of the particular institution. Therefore, he should not be socially diverted. He should be socially engaged, and he should be ready to admit and ready to make communication to anyone coming to the institution. Maybe moreover, he should be self-controlled, self-realized, and self-respect should be the quality he must possess. So these are some of the qualities that a good school administrator must possess. Now we have to discuss the qualities of school head as good administrator. So till now we have discussed about the concept of administration, concept of educational administration, and the qualities of a good administration. But as a school head, what are the qualities that you must possess? So school, as I have already told, that the school head is the school administrator. He is the leader and he has to lead the school organization. So as a school administrator, he must have some quality besides having or possessing those mentioned quality. He should have some other qualities that I'm going to discuss now. So firstly, a good administrator provides equality of opportunity to realize the individual's potential as he is an end to himself and not to means to others' end. So he must provide equal opportunity to everyone, every member of the particular institution, to develop their potentiality, because each of the member of the institution may have some quality, and he should be the source, he should be the platform through which the other member get the opportunity to develop themselves, develop their potentiality. Then a good administrator respect and protect the right of freedom of speech, association, sharing of interests and experiences, and communication both upward and downward. Yes, he must give the right freedom of speech to everyone, because for a particular administration, the administrator has to take decision, but for this he should have taken the ideas, he should have taken the ideas and planning of the other members, so that he can compile it, he can come to an end and give a better result. So for this, the member should not be given any restriction in their freedom of speech. They should be given freedom to speak properly, speak freely, they share their ideas, share their planning, so that a great and good administration can be created to run the particular organization. Then a good administrator has the power of self-governance. Along with this, he possesses personal power and utilizes it for socially useful effort. Yeah, he should have the self-governance. He must have the particular sense of self-control, self-realization. So this particular quality helps him to self-govern, because he is the leader, he is the head, he is the higher authority. So he should not be guided by some wrong direction, so that he should have the self-governance power. Then a good administrator organizes common group life for the good of all of each person, that is, for a special value to himself and for the society. A good administrator uses scientific method and knowledge to solve problem. Yes, we know that in every institution, every administrator, there may have some problem. But if the head or if the administrator gives some or makes some scientific way, some special way, some unique way to solve it, it not only encourages the member of the organization but also give them a great relief. Then a good administrator has faith in inherent good nature of his her fellow. Yes, faith is most important to build a good organization and to run a administration. So a good as school the school head as a good administrator must have or must develop faith on each member of the particular administration or organization. Then only he can give his best and inherit the best of the other for the greater benefit of the particular organization. Then a good administrator resolves differences and issue violence through intellectual means. There may have some violences in the organization due to lots of factors, but it is the administrator who can solve it in a balancing way with his intellectual power and with his decision making power. So after coming to the end of this discussion, we can summarize that the school head has to play diverse role in his functioning. He has to play the role of a knowledge provider. He has to play the role of an academician. He has to be a manager, decision maker, leader, communicator, and basically the role of an administrator. Then we have discussed about the concept of administration, which involves both management and organization. So management, organization, and administration, these three are the integral part of a particular institution. For an efficient organization and proper and balancing management, it must have an efficient administration. Then we have discussed about the concept of educational administration, which is a process of assisting in the realization of the aims and objectives of a education of a particular institution. So it basically deals with the practice. We know that in a particular institution there are human resources, material resources, and other resources which are the important part and parcel of the particular institution. So educational administration deals with the real and practical implementation of all these resources and functionary in the particular institution for the greater benefit of the particular organization. And it basically deals with the organizing, ordering, facilitating, and improving the effort of all the people that are engaged in the particular educational administration. We have discussed and quoted the definition given by Graham Balfour. Then we have discussed the qualities of good administrator. We have discussed the qualities in some categories. First as the physical trait, second as the intellectual trait, third as the emotional trait, then fourth as the personal trait, and lastly we have discussed the qualities of the administrator in terms of social and moral traits. So basically we can say that a good administrator should be physically fit, physically attractive, that he should be intellectual to take decision, to tackle any situation of the organization. Then he should be he should have some personal skill, personal ideas which attract other and help the members to get motivated towards himself and towards the administrator. Then he should be a social and moral person then, because as an administration is a social institution, so it must abide the social rules and regulation. For this he should be socially aware and devoted to all the problems of the society, to tackle and to put all the ideals for a greater social change through the educational practice. Then we have discussed about the qualities of the school head and good administrator. So a good teacher have some good qualities which makes him best, but the administrator qualities are not different from the teacher, though there are some quality which he must strive to achieve so that he is able to achieve the goal of the particular institution. So we have discussed the qualities as a provider of equal opportunity, as a person who respect and protect the right of the members of the institution, as a person who have the power of self-governance, as a person who respect and who stress upon the group life of the members of the organization, as a person who has scientific outlook, who has the ability to provide, who has the ability to apply the scientific method and knowledge to solve any problem of the organization, as a person who keep faith on the members of the organization so that he can ensure participation from all to make the organization a source through which he or she is able to accomplish the end or the goal of the education. These are some aspects which we have discussed in this discussion. So among these points, the main point that is that you can stress on the qualities of a good administrator. The question may come like discuss the qualities of a good administrator. Then it may also be integrated as, if you are a head teacher or school head, what qualities you want to integrate in yourself to be a good administrator. So I request you to go through the unit of the module and go through all the points so that you can realize which quality you already have acquired and which quality you are about to acquire. So strive to acquire all those qualities so that you are marked as a good administrator, because a good teacher is a good manager, a good manager is a good organizer, and a good organizer is a good administrator. So a teacher is not only a teacher, he has to play lots of role, and the important role he has to take as a head is a school administrator. So he has to know every corner of the institution, he has to know each and every one of the institution, he has to deal with every one of the institution so that he can keep faith on them, he can communicate with them, as well as he can earn their belief to make it possible to make the institution a great institution, one for the greater benefit not only of the student but also of the society. So I hope you have understood the qualities of the good administrator, the qualities of the administrator of the school head, as well as you are able to acquire the concept of administration as well as the educational administration. So thank you very much for listening and watching the video.